Hello everyone, Lou Enzo here with yet another match reaction video. I am bringing you my thoughts from Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1. We went to the game today, I think all feeling a little nervous given the circumstances in that Crystal Palace are unbeaten this season. They kept their share of clean sheets. They've still got a lot of talented players despite Eze leaving, and they beat us in the Community Shield right before the season started. I felt like if there was always going to be that one team that could cause us problems this season, it was going to be Crystal Palace, and so they did today. I can come out of that game confidently saying that we deserved to lose, and we didn't really deserve anything much more than that given our performance. Let's go through that first half. We started the game a goal behind early off the corner, and after that, we just never got going. Palace had chance after chance after chance, and Alisson made some magnificent saves to keep us in the game. I think it easily could have been 3, 4, maybe even 5-0, some would say, if it wasn't for Alisson and the fact that Palace weren't that clinical in front of goal. But they had us on the ropes, and they had us outplayed. We just never had any answers after the goal. The second half, we got into it a little bit more. We definitely created some chances of our own, given the fact that we would have went into that halftime team talk with the proper laying into, you could say, by Arne Slot. And we still lack that fluidity, I would say, given the fact that we had chances, but it still never felt like it was going to be our day. And then Palace, I think, had a plan of just playing us on the counter, and they let us have the ball. They looked comfortable throughout the game. And even after we got our goal back, I still didn't feel like we really deserved anything from the game, given the performance off the basis of the whole game when you add everything up. And I was thinking by the end, I would have taken that point, but Palace had their throw-in. I don't think Kirkes should have hoofed it out. If he just hoofed it up the field, I think the ref would have just blown the whistle and the game would have ended and we take the point, despite a poor performance. But he kicked it out. Palace had the long throw. Ball falls to Nketiah and he scores. And I think this game reflects how we've been playing this season, I would say. Konate, he didn't have that great of a game. He got done a few times in that first half. And we didn't really have a reliable rotation for him, despite him playing not so great. And I think this just goes off the basis, like I said, of how we've been playing this season. We've been lucky, you could say. We've won games late. We've not won easily. Our performances throughout the whole 90 haven't been the best. And I think this was a wake-up call that we needed today, that we can't ride our luck forever, and that we're gonna need to assert more control in games that we play throughout the 90. We had just come off of the midweek game against Southampton, where they had more shots than us, even though we won, and we didn't really have another option off the bench today in place of Isak, since Ekatike had, I would say, lost his head. He went and got a yellow for kicking the ball away, and then he goes and gets a second yellow for taking his shirt off and celebrating. And like I said, this was a game that we needed to have a proper wake-up call from. I think the more important thing now is that we bounce back midweek against Galatasaray in the Champions League, and then we refresh ourselves next week to keep going. I still think we have winner's mentality in our squad. Even though that performance today wasn't that good, I still think we'll keep going from here. And all in all, it was just a very poor performance. We didn't deserve anything from the game. We deserved to lose the game, and we're gonna have to show what we're made out of going forward now. So yeah, I don't want to get too much more into the game. I don't want to get too much more into these players. We just won the Premier League last season, and we went through a lot of different changes in the summer and the new players we brought in, and we're still trying to gel and figure our team out. So I don't want to look too heavily into this. I just consider this to be a bad day at the office, and we deservedly lost. But you can say on the evidence of how we played this season, we're going to have to maybe change our approach in the games we play in the future. And then we're now going to have to maybe adapt a little bit since Palace found a way to beat us today. And they're still unbeaten now. But yeah, this was the video today. This was the reaction I wanted to give for the game that I saw. And I hope you all have a good rest of your day and enjoy your upcoming week. Take care, everyone.